How is it that this is the thing that gets to survive? Did we just essentially get the equivalent of Limp Dick? I'm gonna stop targeting the people trying to kill me. I'm gonna target the innocent that I can murder. Man, this dude's getting a hard on over just pure cold-blooded murder. Can we just appreciate the fact that we had a truly evil dragon? Like, it was so evil that it realized that, oh, if you're that worried over your fallen friend, maybe I should go hurt the church, the orphanage, where the women and children are, and did it with the biggest Looney Tunes grin known to man. But despite how evil this thing was, it also simultaneously made me pretty happy that it got to die as a dragon and have its honor respected when Grimm slaughtered its bitch ass. This was one wild 7th Prince episode, and I'm not ready for the season to end. Make sure you drop a like though, sure you spoil this video, subscribe if you're new around your Patrons, where you catch my full live reactions to all these episodes and more if you want to help fund the channel as well. So, they did something very smart with this season, and I think they did it even better than Season 1. Now, I've mentioned all throughout this season, and I mentioned when we were covering Season 1, the Jade fight was top tier. The pacing, the directing, how long the fight was, but I will say what I think they're doing a better job this time around is structure. So, whether or not it was exactly like this in the source material or not, doesn't matter. All I know is the anime did it right. And that is, they tease a little bit of Lloyd's fight with the big bad, like pretty much every episode, but they pretty much avoided the fight until there was nothing left to distract it. Because it would have been easy for this show to even do what they did kind of with Jade, where it's like, okay, you have like 5 or 6 fights active at once, and you bounce around all of them. And a common complaint I see with anime fans is that they're like, oh man, I wanted more of that fight, I wanted less of this fight, blah blah blah. And I think the best way to do it is continuing to tease the Lloyd fight, which is what they did, but they avoided showing the full thing until they had no distractions. So going down the list, we had a pigman last week, we have a dragon, we have all these different things, and now that pretty much everything's dealt with, like yeah, there's still small fry on the ground, but that's minor. Seemingly all that's left is for Lloyd to kick ass and throw hands around, and that's what they're gonna do. And I think that's great, because for me, my most anticipated was the Lloyd fight. So I've been waiting a hot minute. But I don't feel disappointed because every episode has been very exhilarating with all the numerous fights, whether it was, you know, the blind nun woman, there was the dragon, there was the pig, all these different things. Like, they were all entertaining in different ways. Like, last week's episode was one of the craziest things I've seen, not because of just pure hype, but because of pure, what am I witnessing? What I like about the dragon specifically is not only do I think it's probably the second coolest design that we've seen in the show this season, the first obviously going to my boy Civil War, still rest in peace, he deserved better. But given what they did last week, which was, here's a creature working for a guy who's a piece of shit. Creature tries to sacrifice himself, but then gets brought into the crew. I'm thinking, sure, is this dragon evil? Yes. But when our MC can barge into heaven just because he's bored, I mean, I'm sure we can make a evil dragon a little more docile. So when you start seeing the backstory and what's happened to it, I'm thinking to myself, okay, not only are we getting a pig as a pet, but we're going to get Grimm a little pet dragon. And that would have been really cool. It would have. It would have been entertaining to see what they could have done with that concept. Maybe a little angry outburst. What do you mean we can't go slaughter the humans right now, Grimm? And then Grimm would have to smack him on the nose with a newspaper. There's a lot of humor they could have went with. Instead, they kept it grounded and they said, listen, this thing's a giant evil beast. Grimm gave it an out. It said, go fly home with your tail between the legs, like you're just gonna die. And it said, you know what? I'm a dragon. I'm not gonna win this fight. This thing is insanely strong. I would rather die by its hands and go out like a dragon than run away like a bitch. And I had to respect it. And Grimm got a nice tasty stomach full of dragon. Had a quick moment where he thought he was him and he thought he could go probably beat up Lloyd, and he realized that, wait a minute, I'm not ready to deal with demon lords just yet, but maybe someday. Pacing, structuring, comedy on point, and hell, even at the beginning of the episode with the whole crow stuff, I was pretty sure the guy was dead. Because when he says stop, right, he literally had erectile dysfunction for his hair. It all just crumbles after he does it and he passes out. I'm thinking he's down for the count, down for good. And the idea of like utilizing not only the emotional side of like, okay, this dude, like, even though he knew he was breaking himself, refused to stop until he physically couldn't speak anymore. What a G. But you also get to see, like, that's the moment the dragon realizes, like, oh, why would I attack healthy person over here when I can just target the sick and wounded because they're clearly going to protect it, and when they try to protect the wounded, I'll be able to slaughter them in the process. Oh, wait a second, why think small? There's a whole building of women and children. Hyper beam. Insanely well done. Like, it just, like, it got across the evilness, the destructiveness, and it felt like a monster. Like I said, though, it's probably the second coolest design of the season, next to Civil War, because Civil War was just him. The idea of it almost feeling like, obviously we could see it was like a Frankenstein's monster. It was patched up out of multiple pieces and stitched back together. But it reminded me of like a children's toy that was like amplified to a maximum height. Like, it just felt like one of those stuffed animals that was patched together through other stuffed animals. It was such a cool toy box design that was just complete destruction in Armageddon, and I thought they did a great job. And seemingly, with what they're teasing with Lloyd, he's gonna be damn near fighting in outer space. Sure, we're still in Earth's atmosphere because the clouds are just at our feet, but am I gonna be shocked if come next episode we're on the moon? Probably not. Like, it's probably within his playbook. Production great. Animations remain to be clean. The music. Now this is, here's the thing. The OST in general for the show is not my cup of tea for music. It's not what I listen to, it's not what I search up. But the goddamn music in this show works. Like, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, it gets you bobbing and weaving and hyped up. I feel like I'm ready to have a dance as I'm watching Murder and Carnage. It speaks to me. I really like it. From what I'm hearing too, now I could be getting bullshitted, but if we get a season 3 and a 4, apparently the trend's going to continue where just every season ends in some crazy giant ass battle that just lasts multiple episodes. And I have no goddamn idea how the author keeps it up, because in a lot of ways the structure is very similar to the Jade fight, but it feels vastly different. So I don't know, like, I guess maybe the author should have just like avoided Shota thighs and just really focused on battle shonens, because all I'm learning is that they understand how to cook Dragon Ball level fights in just glorious ways, and the studio behind it is adapting it in one beautiful ass package. Great stuff. I assume the final stretch will be my favorite point of the show, because now it's focusing on what I want to see the most of. But with that said, everything that came before, they paced and structured it perfectly. But that dragon was one evil SOB, and I love that. You let me know what you thought down below. What did you think, and what are you expecting to see next week with the Lloyd fight? Let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around. Your Patreon is where you catch my full live reactions and other exclusives, like I like to give video shoutouts to all my patrons. So today we got Sachi, Dylan Fujimoto, Abysmal Artist, Korea, Doro, Crystal Cat, Craig Catlad88, Goran201, and we also have Mary Lou Botchard. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.